This Independence Day weekend, kick your party off with a bang. DeWeather Center presents the first annual DeWeather Cares Charity Softball Classic presented by the National Racing Network. The Palmerton Boobies, DeWeather Center Bluecocks, Blue Mountain I-95ers, Pocono Front Platers, Schuylkill County Crackers, Reading Nurses, Catasauqua Blue Tits, and Beltsville Lake Monsters will take the field in Emerald. Find out more on Facebook at DeWeather Center. DeWeather Center, offensively accurate.
When you want to be the best, you can't settle for the rest. There's a reason that McConey Setup Shop is trusted by more virtual and real-world tracks and companies than any other setup shop in iRacing. With partners such as Stafford Motor Speedway, the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway, Five Flag Speedway, Speed 51, and more. When you want something done right, you go to the experts at McConey Setup Shop.
With setups available for most series on both asphalt and dirt, built by a team of professional builders consisting of some of the top talents on the service, McConey Setup Shop LLC has what you need to hit the track with confidence. Head over to McConeySetupShop.com and learn why McConey Setup Shop is the official setup shop of Richmond Raceway Esports and is partnered with some of the largest names in virtual and real racing.
And remember, at McConey Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.
You're blind. You're trying to escape from here, aren't you? I want to see how far you can make it before your head is chopped off.
And good evening, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Highside Hustle right here on the National Racing Network. My name is Bert Wojcik. Alongside me, as always, is Adam Rubright. Chris Graham, our executive producer, is behind the keyboard tonight. Boys, it's a night to lick our wounds because we got our asses kicked. We got our asses kicked bad by the Outlaws this week.
Yeah, we got fucking smoked. I mean,
there it is.
That's my one and only curse for the show. But yeah, there's no real way to put it. We got blasted by the Outlaws. I mean,
yeah,
it is what it is, I guess. But lick our wounds and move on to
July
Summer Nationals. Yeah,
it hurts. It hurts a lot. Let's be honest with you. After all the shit talking that was going on this week on Twitter and Facebook and everywhere, and we come out with a big old goose egg. A little posse on posse violence too happens on last Wednesday night down at Lincoln. Oh God, and then last night, we think Macri had a little bit of something, but hey, I will say this: at least we did get one Pennsylvania win out of it. So It doesn't really, but we'll take it.
Yeah, I was God, super relieved to see Logan and the gang pick up a win. If any team on the Outlaw Tour deserved to win for what they've gone through since really Florida. I mean, they've had some bad luck, some good luck, some terrible luck, some equipment failures, as we saw on Friday night there. But so happy for Ron and Ben and everyone at Shock Racing to pick up a win there. I mean, somewhat close
well,
to
we will
home
get
anyway.
We will get into Bridgeport here in a few minutes. We'll get into our full discussion on that because that was some great racing last night down at the Bridgeport Speedway, or Motorsports Park, I should say. I mean, that place is wow. But hey, tonight we have Kyle Reinhardt. He will be joining us here. And just a heads up for you guys here, we will not be having Rick Eschman tonight. We're having a little some things came up here. Rick won't be able to join us tonight, but we are working to set up him over the weekend while the World of Outlaw Morton Billy Late Models are at Port Royal this weekend. So we will have an interview with Rick Eschman coming up later on this weekend here, but we will have a fantastic interview with Kyle Reinhardt, one of the good guys of this sport. And I think a lot of us were a little bit shocked to see Reinhardt won on Saturday night. He got his first career flow race in All-Star Circuit Championship by Mobile One win out at the dirt track at Route 66 out in Joliet, Illinois. Good on him. I mean, it's good to see at least somebody that ran in Pennsylvania. I'm keep my tongue bit here because I say the wrong damn things. Apparently, you get crucified by your friends on Facebook. But it's good to see somebody that ran in Pennsylvania get a W this weekend, and especially somebody like Kyle. I mean, we went through the injury down a couple years ago. Literally right after he won, I believe his first 410 race up at Port Royal. A couple weeks later, down Third Classic, goes out, has that back injury down at the Third Classic, and then kind of struggled last year a little bit here. Got back in the 91 car. And goes out and gets a win this past weekend here, Adam.
Yeah, I couldn't be happier. Yeah, that words. Happier for him and the whole team there. But also, I was really surprised. Well, I should say surprised because he's been wicked fast all season. Tyler Courtney also first-time winner. Well, I shouldn't say winged, but all-star wise. So
yeah,
good for him.
Sunshine showed a lot of speed, and definitely. It was good for him to get the win there on Friday night with the All-Stars, and they had a really good swing out there in the Midwest throughout the weekend there. But we'll get closer to home here, by the way. Thank you, Jerry, for commenting here. Yes, it wasn't badass racing all weekend, and we'll get into that right now here with our weekend recap. And we'll start off last Wednesday night down at the Lincoln Speedway for the Gettysburg Clash presented by Dryden, and what a feature it was. I think that might have been the best surface Lincoln has been all year long. People have been saying Lincoln's been getting better and better each week, and I tell you, I think it just proved that they are hitting it right now in all cylinders down there. Yeah. That place was wide. You could go slider fest. It was crazy, and it kind of all started when this cat by the name of Brooks went out and still spot and got up, and it was runs in that top three there right around when the caution came out.
Yeah, like you said, fantastic surface. They've been getting better and better every week. The Saturday before, I was down there for the Outlaw tune-up, even though I wouldn't necessarily call it an Outlaw tune-up with them running four cars at a time in time trials.
It's better than what the Outlaws run, I'll say that.
Yeah, I could get used to it. I mean, I think for the amount of time that they mess around with getting the four cars onto the track, you could have had those four cars already time trialed by themselves. But
fair enough.
It was unique. It was cool. I don't know. I guess I'll have to wait and see the next time that they do it and go from there. But yeah, fantastic racing. The racing all night was top notch. Marks was what, 12th to the lead at one 12. Point. So that in its own right, and he continues his absolute tear that he's on. So,
and by the way, not to cut you off, Pig, but we got to take a little bit of shit here because right after we had him on this show, he went and won at Eldora. Just saying. So it's kind of you're welcome, Brent, from us to you. But no, no, it was that was incredible to watch. Brent, he's been so freaking fast. I tell you what, and he did not lose any speed this past weekend. I mean, he still was there. I mean, we talked to him almost every night, except Saturday night was the only night we didn't have an interview with him.
Yeah. I just wish he could time trial better and put himself in a better position at the beginning of the night so he wouldn't have to start so damn deep. Because you figure even if he started 10th, he probably would have walked that feature and would have gotten to the lapped car before that whole deal even happened. I mean, think about it realistically.
Before Posse on Violence happened, Brent Marks had that race in the bag. And then Dietrich got a little loose on the cushion. And you know what? This is a class act Brent is. And I know, Danny, he got sideways there. And I got so many messages saying Brent should go down, beat his ass, this and that. And Brent's like, no, it happens. It's racing. Like, that's the guy Brent Marks is. It's fantastic. To see somebody to lose a race like that. I mean, unfortunately, it's unfortunate what happened there. It happens, though, in racing. But to see a guy that calm, cool, and collected after the race, I mean, it just shows the character that he's at. But that being said, at that point, the hottest driver in the world of Outlaws got around him, and that was a big cat, Brad Sweet.
Yeah, to no one's surprise. And it's so odd because they don't miss, and if they do, they still find a way to recuperate into a top 5 somehow, and that's where I think the sheer dominance of him the last couple of seasons, and he's definitely well on his way to a 3-peat of championships. So
it's looking good right now. But
although
anyway,
it's early. It's early. There's 24 races done of 83. So
long way to go yet. Long way to go. Anyway, Brad Sweet picked up his first career Lincoln win over Brent Marks. Anthony with a great run. He finished in that 3rd spot. He was fighting for the win for a while there. David Gravel comes up from 9th to 4th. And then Donnie's shots faded, but he was in that mix the entire time. I mean, I thought for a while they were going to see shots get 300. I mean, it would have been cool. Don't get me wrong. I mean, he's pulling for the posse. But I would have liked to see 300 happen point this weekend here. But Donnie, it just, I don't know. I mean, he was caught a little bit in lap traffic there. Macri had a nice run with him. And then, the whole melee happened in 3. And Donnie fell back to 5th there. But still, I mean, I can't get over that. Was just a fantastic race down at Lincoln last Wednesday.
Yeah, it definitely was. And I'm really surprised 300 didn't happen either at Lincoln or at Williams Grove. 2 tracks that kind of fit his driving style, especially Lincoln. And we've all seen what he can do at Williams Grove. It's no shock. But, watching the race and you see shots rolling through the middle of the racetrack when everyone's either banging the cushion or running the low line there. When shots can run the middle of the racetrack like he's made pretty well famous throughout his career, it's usually lights out. I mean, when he gets rolling in the middle of the racetrack at Knoxville, he usually wins. I mean, his resume at Knoxville speaks for itself. And like I said, generally, if he can roll through the middle of the racetrack, just about everywhere he goes, he has a damn good shot. And I honestly thought 300 was going to happen at Lincoln, but it didn't. So no, I mean, it's almost like the same storyline as Deweese trying to get that 100th at the Grove. It's like, when the hell is it going to happen? And I'm not one for conspiracies, but for the way Lance and the 69K has been running as of late, having problems with this or that or the other thing, I got to thinking that, well, what better of a storyline would it be if he came in and beat the Outlaws for number 100 at the Grove when, that looks better on paper than a Friday night show, like just a regular Friday night show. But I think, honestly, at this point, I think Lance will take number 100 any way he can get it. Same with Donnie. He'll take 300 any way he can get it at this point.
segue, Adam, as we move into the Williams Grove Speedway for 2 nights of the Morgan Cup down there, presented by H&L Landscaping, or H&N Landscaping. And you know what? People were bitching and moaning, of course, like they always do on social media, that the Grove was terrible. I think the Grove was that bad this weekend. I thought it was good racing. I thought the track was wider than what it has been. Saturday night, I was sitting down in turn 3 with Brian Walker, Walker P. By the way, Brian, great to finally meet you this weekend. We had a blast, and we finally got you turning on some posse shit finally. But you're still gonna shit talk us as knowing you. But that was fantastic work on social media, by the way, this weekend. But anyway,
Yeah.
and we were sitting down there for the B. I can't remember a time there was 3 lanes running at the Grove in the last probably about 2 or 3 years. It was better. Saturday night was better than Friday night, I thought. But I thought Friday night was a decent track.
Yeah, they were decent both nights. I mean, of course, people on social media are going to bitch and complain when Dirt Vision usually only shows the leader, and every once in a while they get a speed shot, and that's no knock on Dirt Vision whatsoever. They're fantastic. I think their coverage is always great.
And by the way, let me say this too.
If you're not actually at the races and you're watching it at home on your TV, you shouldn't be able to comment, in my opinion, on how the track surface was, because you didn't get to see the entire race. Obviously, a TV camera is only going to show you what the camera is pointed at, where when you're actually there, you can get the full perspective of, the leader's in 1, but the battle for 4th is 5 cars deep, people throwing sliders. I mean, I'm not saying that there was sliders at Williams Grove, because I haven't seen one of them in quite a while, but you get the point that I'm trying to get across.
Yeah, I get what you're getting there. And let me say this too, is that people want to bitch and moan about the heat races too, is like, heats don't really suck. I mean, every now and then you get a nice night where you do have some good heat racing, but most places you go, heat racing sucks. But the features turn out good. That's what you pay to see. And we had a first-time winner on Friday night at the Grove, and that was the 41 of Carson Macedo. They're picking up a little bit of steam. They've been very good so far this season with the World of Outlaws here.
Second-time winner
at the Grove.
That would be his second career Williams Grove win. Opening day last year in the 2.
Yes, correct.
It would be his first World of Outlaws win at the Grove. Overall, second career Williams Grove win.
So that just seems
like he was the points leader for 5 months.
He was the points leader until Speed Week. I forgot about that. Son of a bitch. Oh, God almighty. Oh, that just goes to show how long 2020 was. I forgot. Anyway, but Carson, it seemed like, he got that place figured out, and he looked good, and he had to hold off a hell of a charge from Lance here towards the end of that race here. Lance was really strong. He was doing everything he can, even trying to through that corner, and it just could not stick on him. Carson was just that much better as Carson Macedo picked up the win over Lance Deweese. Brent Marks came from 8th up to 3rd. James McFadden finished 4th. Aaron Reitzel finished in 5th. And let's move on now to the shit show that was Saturday night.
Before we go any further, right there, prime example. Brent Marks, 8th to 3rd. So there was passing.
KC Hard Charger, I believe.
I mean, now granted, it's 5 spots, but still, 5 spots is 5 spots.
Yeah, to earn them.
He passed someone to get from where he started to where he finished. So,
yes, he did. And by the way, if I'm right, that ran 25 straight, I believe. Right? There was no caution.
Friday night?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't believe there was a caution.
Yeah, that went straight through.
The only as far as I know, the only cautions would have been the red flags and the time trials, and I don't even think there was. I don't even think, honestly, I can't remember many cautions throughout the entire night, really, minus the 2 unfortunate red flags.
Let's get into that. Let's get into that first red flag there, because we got out here to run and Ben and everyone down at the Shark Racing. What a phenomenal job they did to get that car back to get the car back together for time trials and get it pushed out and in their qualifying spot after Logan Schuchart. God Almighty, I said Logan Widener. God help me, this is gonna be a long night. Logan Schuchart, the front end snapped going into turn 3 full bore, and it went dead on. I was shooting straight down the back straightaway where he. And I did not. I honestly thought he was dead. I did. I mean, the way he hit that and went
he had
full
a
bore
ton.
into it.
I can still hear that impact replaying through my mind. Like that was ugly.
It was. It was not pretty.
And then, mind you, I have Christina with me, who's the biggest Logan Schuchart fan on the face of the earth, and I turn around and she is just tears because like there's no one standing in front of her and Logan's car. Nothing.
Yeah.
So like
it was.
She's in tears. I'm trying to calm her down. You know, like at one point I see Dana like flip over the fence to get up to the car.
I saw Dana and Bill go running out, and luckily, Logan was moving in the car. That was God. I mean, that just goes to show the safety has improved in these cars and has gotten so much better. And
without a doubt. And I went. I don't know if you took a walk over to see the car.
I did not.
God, like it was bad. Like they pulled out the backup and I mean that thing was cut up before Saturday morning, guaranteed.
Yeah. Yeah, I believe that. But no, hats off to everyone down at Shark Racing to get that car back together. It's after that impact. I mean, that was a heavy impact. And hats off to Logan. That man has big ass balls because I don't know how the hell he got back in that car there. And I talked to him a little bit on Saturday night. He said, well, it broke at one turn. I said, oh shit, this is gonna hurt, and bam. And that, I tell you what, good on him. Good on him to get back in that car there. And that was just good on everyone down at Shark Race, and that was awesome. But all right, so that wraps up. So let's move on to Saturday night down at the Grove, where that was a mess and a half down. If you're up on Bear Hill, that was fun. Let's see here. What do we got? We got 2 bikes confiscated. What else is up there? Yeah, that's kind of the biggest thing is that we had. I don't know if you ever went to a racetrack and he had 2 bikes confiscated after being zip tied to a fence. And then Karma hit. Karma hit big time because
Karma hit full bore.
Yes, he did because Aaron Reitzel went down and then won out of Williams Grove, which let's be honest here, has been very, very well, especially with the time at the All-Stars. They have a notebook together, talk with Aaron on Saturday night after the feature. And, it seems like, they got same crew chief, kind of same cars that they had when he was over with Bachman, but it's just a new logo, a new team, basically. They ripped out the notebook and they put down what they had there. And this is where the Grove was absolutely beautiful on Saturday night. 3 lanes. You had Gio ripping the top side. You had Lance trying to get something in the ball and Gio around the top. It was fantastic. But good on Aaron, though. That was a fun race to watch, and very, very excited for Williams Grove there on Saturday night.
Yeah, for sure. I had a blast. It's nice every once in a while to, put the camera down and just enjoy a night of racing. So that was cool, considering I haven't really done that pretty much all season so far.
It's nice, ain't it?
It is. It's nice. I shot a little bit of hot laps, most of time trials. I think altogether I salvaged like 90 actual decent photos, and it was nice. Just hang out, relax, talk to people that I don't generally get to talk to. So it was fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
Until someone put a cooler backpack strap right in my way when we were trying to go to victory lane.
Yeah, that was kind of. I'm not gonna lie. I heard and I looked around. Oh, there's Adam on the ground. Whoops, you can't.
Yeah.
There. Are you okay?
So it's PA Posse, or hold on, let me rephrase that. World of Outlaws to Williams Grove 0. Or no, Williams Grove 1. And then Adam Rubright 0 for the total for the weekend. You know,
Absolutely.
little bruised ego, but I don't know. It was good fun. Just next time I have to remember to look down and make sure my leg isn't tangled in a cooler strap next time.
Watch where you're going. Anyway, so on Wrightson picked up the win over Gio Selzy. Lance Weaves finishing at third spot. Anthony Macri, again, another top 5 run for Macri here. That makes with if you count last night at Bridgeport there, that counts 3 out of 4 races for Macri within the top 5 this past weekend. And Kerry Madsen came back and ran the 14 car. He finished up in 5th. So let's move on to last night down at the Bridgeport Motorsports Park, and first time for the World of Outlaws Not Sanitary Drink Sprint Car Series on the on the new track, I should say, 10th mile there, and another fantastic feature down there at Bridgeport. This place, I tell you what, man. I mean, first of all, hats off to everyone that came out there on a school night. Go down there, pack the damn place. I heard there was parked all the way out to 295, which is a good mile and a half from the track back down to 295 down Floodgate Road. And that was.
I really wish I would have went, but I didn't get out of work till 4:30. But then after hearing the parking lot nightmare and realizing I probably would not have gotten home from the races until right about the time I had to wake up and go to work for today. So blessing in disguise. One of these days I'll make it down to Bridgeport. Still haven't been there to any of the configurations. So
it's a good problem to have though. When you have that much of the parking lots, or that many people trying to get out of there, it's a good problem to have because you're doing something right. Because you have a capacity crowd down there, and they saw a hell of a race last night in both divisions too. And both races were fantastic. Let's start off with the World of Outlaws here.
Even if, before you get into that, even if you don't have the modifieds on there, I still think you pack the place. Don't get me wrong, the modifieds helped it because you're in modified country down there. But without the modifieds there, I still say you get three-quarters of that crowd simply for the fact because everyone has wanted to see the World of Outlaws on that configuration since its inception. So kudos to everyone down there.
I can agree to that. Yeah, I mean they had a nice crowd down there for the first 410 show. That was a Tuesday night. You had nice weather. That helped out a lot too. And then you saw 2 great features that night. The place was pretty full when we were down there. And but yeah, so I thought last night was fantastic. Logan Schuhart, as you mentioned at the top of the show, Pig, is that went out, got the win last night there. Their first win in since Volusia. Since the season opening weekend down there in Volusia, finally got the monkey off their back after struggling so much. A fantastic battle with him and Donnie Schatz and Macri was right there too. I mean that move. I want to go back to the heat racing here. That move he pulled on Sheldon in the heats. Oh Lord, that was a gorgeous slider.
Yeah, and there was fantastic racing all over the place through heat races, drew the consi, drew the feature. I mean, definitely kudos to the track crew and obviously the teams and drivers for putting on one hell of a show. And I hope they get 2 dates next year. That's all I'm going to say.
It would be nice. It would be fantastic if they get a second date down there. And they deserve it too. And they got to put the modifiers with them because it's worth it. It's worth it.
Yeah.
Folks. But anyway, Logan Schuhart picked up the win. Sorry, but Logan Schuhart picked up the win over Carson Macedo, Anthony Macri in the 3rd spot, Donnie Schatz 4th, Sheldon Hansfield in that 5th spot. And let's get into that big block feature from last night because that thing there, it looked like a little bit of a snoozer to start. It wasn't. It was kind of on the bottom, and then Bridgeport came alive. But that battle between Don Buffalino, Ryan Watt, and Ryan, where did he come from? Go down because he was nowhere. He was nowhere in that picture.
Yeah. Literally, 3 to go? He just came out of absolutely nowhere.
Yeah. Here comes that 26 in the middle.
Yeah. Gosh, that was. Whew. One hell of a race. Just a battle between Buffalino and Watt. I mean, that was worth the price of admission alone. And then, like you said, go down from outer space, it seemed. So good on him.
Good on him. Good on him. Yeah. So Ryan Go Down picked up the win last night down at the Bridgeport, down at the Bridgeport Speedway over Ryan Watt and Dominic Buffalino, who's been very strong down at Bridgeport. All right, we'll go into some more results here real quick here. We also had Big Diamond run last Friday night here where Alex Yankowski, he picked up the Money in the Mountains win over Craig Von Doren, Mike Goulart, and Reimer, and Timmy Buckwaller. Also down there, they had ARDC Midgets at Big Diamond. John Jackson picked up the win. USS Hockey Open Sports went to Brandon Agar. Crate Sports went to Eric Palmer, and Roadrunners went to Alex Showstall. Grandview on Saturday night, they had the USAC East Coast 360 down there. Brick Danner, he's been strong as of late. He swept the weekend after winning at Bedford on Friday night as well. And he picked up the win there on Saturday night at Grandview over Stephen Javicki, Alex Bright, Bruce Buckwalder, and Tommy Kuzma. And the modifieds, Craig Von Doren. I believe this is Craig's first win in the Grandview. Coming in May. That's a little bit shocking. Over Brett Kresley, Jeff Strunk, Doug Manmiller, and Nate Brinker. Selinsgrove on Saturday night, they ran their 75th anniversary race down there. And the truth, Greg Satterley, he picked up the win over Trevor Feathers, Matt Cosner, Tyler Bear, and Rick Eckert. Or I'm sorry, that was down at Hagerstown on Sunday. Sorry, that was down at Hagerstown on Sunday with the Alan Saggy tribute race with Greg Satterley picking up the win. The Selinsgrove Super Late Model race, the 46 lapper, that went to Matt Cosner over Max Blair, Gene Knob, Andrew Yoder, and Brett Shadle. Also, our boy Devin Hart, another fantastic run. He goes down there and picks up the win in the limited late models. And in the Roadrunners, it was Jake Jones picking up the win in the limited late models. All right, folks, so we got an interview we got to get to here. Kyle's been waiting for us here. So let's take a commercial break. We'll get Kyle on the line here. We come back, we'll have the winner. He picked up his first win of his Flow Racing All-Star Circuit of Champions presented by Mobile One career win this past Saturday night down at the Route 66 Oval in Joliet, Illinois. Kyle Reinhardt will be joining us. Stay tuned, folks.
You're blind. You're trying to escape from here, aren't you? I want to see how far you can make it before your head is chopped off.
I'm Ryan Newman, and since I started with Indiana Donor Network and Driven to Save Lives, I found out that some people think that they can't be an organ donor. The truth is, anyone can sign up to be an organ donor. Anyone?
Anyone?
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure. Anyone can sign up to be an organ donor. So don't count yourself out because somebody's counting on you. Go to driventosavelives.org and sign up today.
But my heart's going to you, Ryan.
Love that shirt.
All right, take care, Kyle.
Thanks, Kyle.
Thanks, guys. Later. But we're working on that program.
66 Speedway here this past Saturday night. His first career Flow Racing All-Star Circuit champion win, Kyle Reinhardt. Kyle, congratulations.
But we're working on that program to get all of them running good. But just having all that. But we're working on that program to get all of them running good. But just having all that stuff and having Bob to take care of everything and you know, during the night I could just race. I don't have to worry about everything. I can just worry about driving the car, and that's changed the game for me this year.
And that's got to take a whole lot of weight and pressure off of your head and your chest there and your shoulders, because you know, when you're a one-man band, so to speak, you know, you're, like you said, you're trying to do the setup, you're racing the car, you're trying to maintenance it and all that stuff. How much does that play into, you know, you just now getting to the track, you can get a better feel of the car, and then like pass it along to him, and he'll, you know, make the changes that he thinks you might need? Or are you still helping setting the car up, or how's that all working this year?
No, I mean, right now we're just, he's doing everything. You know, I give him my feedback, and we get along really good, and we're on the same page and what we think we need in the car and stuff. So it's pretty easy to, you know, I get out, and most of the time he already knows what I'm gonna say. So it's a totally different zone because you can focus. You know, when you spread yourself too thin, trying to do everything, it doesn't work. I mean, some guys make it work, but I was struggling to make it work. Um, you know, you're spread so thin that you just can't really put your best foot forward. So now, you know, I get in the car and I trust Bob, and I trust that he's got given me a good car, and I just go out and wheel it.
You know,
Good deal.
you said you put a lot on yourself there, Kyle. With you know, the last couple of years, you've been kind of back and forth between your hometown, Neptune City, New Jersey, and PA, but then you finally got to move to PA. What, 2-3 years ago, I think it is now here. How has that transition been? Not only with you know, kind of taking a load off you without, you know, having to worry about everything with the car, but also not having to worry about that travel lane that you used to have to do almost every weekend.
Yeah, that's another game changer. It's not easy racing from, you know, 2-3+ hours from where you live. You know, I mean, a lot of guys do it, but um, you know, everybody's situation is different. And me living in New Jersey and working in New Jersey, and you know, I live in about 3 hours from all the tracks, and then I'd work an hour past that. So um, you know, to get out of work to go racing, you know, you're always thrashing, and it's always last minute. And just to get there, and then you drive a couple hours, and then you race, and then you have to get back home to go to work. You know, if there's like a midweek race or something like that, it's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, just my opportunities, the way they fell with the Quackenbushes, you know, they live like 4 hours from my house too, in the other direction, south. So it wasn't easy. You know, we kind of all just did what we could, and made the best of it. You know, but I decided that I needed to do it better. You know, just more involved, and just go all out. So because just doing it the way we were doing it, we weren't getting to where I wanted to be. You know, and I didn't really want to waste any more time, so I just went all in.
Yeah, that's really the only way to do it these days when it comes to just about anything, is just go full send and see what happens of it. But hey, it seems like you're making the best of it, and definitely good to see.
Yeah, I appreciate
Yeah,
it. I
for sure.
think it's nice to, you know, it's nice to go out and win. You know, we still got a long way to go before we're, I think, competing with those guys every night. You know, like Tyler Courtney and them guys are really good every night. We've got a little bit of work to do on our short track program, I think. You know, but I think we'll get there.
Hey, are you
And
still in the
I'm sure
Gobert's
it's
basement? I forgot to ask you that at the start of this. Are you still in Gobert's basement yet?
No,
Or did we
no,
move
I
out of the
moved out.
basement?
Yeah, I moved out.
Oh, that's fantastic. But hey,
but
how do we feel? Sorry, Pig. Go ahead.
real quick before we get you out of here, you hit it on there that you're trying to get better on the short track game, where, and obviously Pennsylvania, we got all big stuff with the exception of the Grandview and the Path Valley, but we don't really get to race a whole lot there. So I'm sure this year is going to be one hell of a learning curve, you know, with a lot of them bull rings out in the Midwest.
Yeah, just in general, I've been better on big tracks since we started racing sprint cars. I think I don't know why. I'm just comfortable. I think my car's always been better on big tracks, and I feel like I'm better on big tracks. So I think it just kind of worked. We haven't raced on a lot of small stuff, like you said. PA's mostly half miles, and even BAPS Speedway isn't that small compared to our small track isn't small sprint car track. So compared to the rest of the country, so I think the car, we need to get better, all around, but I need to get better too. Just making better decisions on the small track stuff and getting more comfortable. So there's going to be plenty of time for that, though, because there's a ton of small stuff. I think tomorrow probably the smallest track. I think it's tiny. I saw it's small. It should be a good one right away.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about Circle City. That's definitely a different track that nobody's seen, so it's definitely a fresh slate for you guys, and it should be a lot of fun. No, you're good, bud. I think it was in and out a little bit, but whatever. We'll work it out here. We always work through the junk, anyways. But hey, let's get going because we know you got to get out to dinner there. We don't want to keep a hungry boy waiting. But thanks for coming on, man. And who do you got to thank for all your success getting up and down the road so far with the Flow Racing All Stars so far?
All right, cool. Thanks. I think the Quackamole, Capitol Renegade and Jeff McCall and Bob Curtis here. Bob's a hard worker. He makes it all happen day to day. So Champion Racing Oil, they help us out a lot, and Henry's Wrecker Service. Those guys, those are the ones that are really making it happen for me.
Hey, buddy, you're the best. Thanks for coming on with us, and hey, we'll see you next weekend.
All right, thanks, guys. See ya.
All right, take care, Kyle.
Thanks, Kyle.
Thanks, guys.
All right, thank you very much, Kyle Reinhardt, for joining us here tonight, and that was fun. That was fun we had with Kyle, and good kid, as we said before. He's a hell of a kid, always fun to talk to, and really busted his ass to get where he's at right now, Adam, because as we said at the top of the show, he went from working in Jersey and having a really good job in Jersey to where he's at now and being a full-time racer, pretty much, and moving to Central PA to be closer to the racing. And I tell you what, I think the future is still so bright for this kid. Everything went right for him on Saturday night down at the dirt track at Route 66, and that's the night you need to really propel yourself in some momentum going on the rest of the year here.
Yeah, for sure. And he's so talented, and nothing can bring this kid down. I mean, hell, go back to the injury a couple years ago. The couple different cars he's been in. He always finds, in my opinion, anyway, he always seems to find the best in things, no matter how shitty the outlook might be. So I think we can all take a page from Kyle's book of positivity and learn something from it.
Absolutely. And don't forget, so it was the one that jumped the fence a couple years ago down at Babs, and I forgot to ask him about that. Damn it. That's a classic moment.
Yeah.
When the place went nuts. I think I was in a push truck. I don't know what one was. I behind Doug when he went after Doug Ash? I forget which one I was in. I know I was right behind it though. And I saw the whole thing. I'm thinking to myself, up, he's coming for the fence, up, he's jumping the barrier. All right, place going nuts. And that was neat. Yeah. That was like good on Kyle. Good for him. Glad to see them getting things turned around here. And you hear in the interviews that they were fast. They were so fast in Florida and Georgia, especially Georgia. Was it Scriven? He was hard charger, I believe, for second night down there, and he finished third, fourth, I think it was, and he put on a show down there at Scriven.
Yeah, and like you said, they're pretty much an all new team combination. He went from kind of just doing everything by himself to meshing with someone and being able to reply the feedback through him, and ultimately get the car good. But I think once he gets a little more seat time on these smaller tracks, I think it'll really complement his driving style with how he is in the big tracks, and I think he'll be a force to reckon with for years to come, either on the All Stars or if he decides to come back to PA, or who knows, maybe at some point down the line, all the World of Outlaws. You never know. I mean, the future is so bright for him, and I can't wait to see what comes of it.
Yeah, and like I said, I've known Kyle for a couple of years now. From when I was over in Bear Hill, and then I take great pride. I was able to call his first 410 win up at Port Royal with Chet that day, and that was that Labor Day Classic, and that was a fantastic race too. And it was so cool to be able to go down and celebrate with him in Victory Lane, and get to talk, just see the motion, because they worked hard for that one. Him and I believe Richie Watt helps him out too with Addicted to Dirt PR media. He's a good guy. I think he was helping him out too at the time. And that was that was fun. That was a lot of fun, and I'm really glad we got to get Kyle on the new show here. And that was a fun interview, and hope you guys enjoyed that. And like I said, we're sorry we're not gonna have Rick Eshelman on tonight. Had some issues, so that Rick won't be able to make it tonight, but we are setting something up with Rick to have him on. We'll have an interview with him on Saturday before the World of Outlaw Morton building late models finish up their 2-day weekend up at the Port Royal Speedway. And let's preview this, because we got a lot of good racing this weekend here. Not as jam packed as we had last weekend with the Outlaws, but we do have Outlaws in this weekend. But the late model variety, as we'll start off on there, as the World of Outlaw Morton building late models coming for a 2-day show here, topping off with the Billy Basic Memorial on $15,000 to win on Saturday night at Port Royal. Friday night they go for $10,000 a win. That's with the limited late models, and Saturday they are with the White Livestock 410 sprint cars up there. And late model racing at Port Royal has just been second to none this year, Adam. And I think we're in for a hell of a show. And I almost kind of feel like Brandon Shepherd might be the favorite after that third place run at the Lucas Oil Show back in April.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you there. He's been to the track this year, so he has the most recent set of notes, along with a couple others I'm sure will show up. I'm not sure what Lucas Oil has going on. Not sure what Lucas Oil has going on this year or this weekend, but I think it'll be a strong field of cars. I mean, the World of Outlaw late models haven't necessarily had the biggest following car count wise, but the modified guys, them late model guys really enjoy coming to Port Royal. So who knows? Maybe we'll get some invaders from Lucas Oil if they're not doing anything, or any of the guys coming up south. A guy who showed a lot of speed was Fergie Time, Chris Ferguson. I don't know if he's going to come up. It'd be cool if he did. Maybe build on the speed that he had earlier in the year. But yeah, I'm excited. I'll be there Friday. Not sure what my plans for Saturday entail yet, but nonetheless, should be a good weekend of racing at Port Royal, among with all the other great racing we have in PA.
Absolutely. Friday night, Williams Grove be running to the Yellow Beaches 500. That's also paying $5,000 to win, I believe, on Friday night. From what I've seen here. So along with the 358 sprint cars. Also Friday night, 360 sprint cars. URC will be at Big Diamond on Friday night, along with the modifieds and Roadrunners. I believe Sportsmen's are there too, and I think so. I don't have the schedule right in front of me. I probably should. I'd be a better host if I did, but I'm not that good, folks. Yeah. Just know that. Anyway,
it is what it is.
So it is what it is. And on Saturday night, also top Port Royal, we have Babs. They're running 6,500 to win for the Super Sportsman for the Bud Bricker Nationals down there. That'll be nice. A good payday for the Super Sportsmen down there at Babs. And
absolutely.
Also Grandview.
It's a good chunk of money for. That's a good chunk of money for Super Sportsman for sure.
I kind of think that pays a little bit more than what the 100 pays. I kind of think that pays. I think that's a little bit more. I'm not sure what the 100 pays off the top of my head.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure either. But we've got a busy couple of weeks coming up. Of course, you have Memorial Day weekend. I'm personally really looking forward to Grandview's deal on
Ooh, yes.
the 30th, that Roaring 20s.
Triple 20s.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a cool event. And it's Thunder on the Hill show, so that should be
That's
be
always
fun.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course, yeah.
And I think it's just them and
All-Stars.
Sportsman, so the track should be
Yeah.
in pristine shape for 60 laps.
Yeah, that might get my attention Sunday over the Bob Weichert. I don't know yet. We'll see. But yeah, we got the All-Stars in, but we'll preview that. We got next week's show yet, buddy. We still got.
I know. I just wanted to, you know the special place in my heart that Grandview holds. So just wanted to get that out there.
I love it too. But by the way, Grammy, they're running the modified and vintage class. They'll be down there this weekend. And then Lincoln running the 410s, 358s down there as well. And other than that, I don't think we have any Sunday racing this weekend. And then we get into a busy stretch.
I mean, we have
some
we have a NASCAR race that I'm really looking forward to on Sunday in Coda.
Ooh, Coda.
Like, I cannot wait for that. But speaking of NASCAR, did you watch Dover Sunday?
I did not. I don't get FS1, so I did not.
That, I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4 for Hendrick.
How about
I think they led all but like 6 laps of a 400-lap race.
Hendrick's
and I think the only car in the Hendrick lineup to not lead a lap was Elliott.
And that's surprising.
Like, that's... And to think a couple years ago, like, oh, why is Mr. H going in the direction of the younger talent? Well, I think that decision's starting to pay off because the field's getting older and he's got nothing but young studs in there that clearly have talent. Yeah, I mean, now granted, like, NASCAR isn't really my forte. I don't get to watch a whole lot of it, but yeah, you have the star-studded lineup there. Chase Elliott's already has a championship in his young career. You have Larson, who I think is starting to get, again, more comfortable in the Cup car. Bowman, the lineup is just ridiculous, and I think Hendrick Motorsports is going to go on an absolute tear here over the next couple of years.
I agree with you there, Pig. And by the way, we failed to mention, we didn't talk over sports for a short track super series. Fueled by Sunoco, they ran last night up at the Outlaws Speedway in Dundee, New York, and the Hurricane Steve Payne picked up his first career win on the Bob Over Sportswear Short Track Super Series last night in a fantastic modified feature up there. Good on Steve Payne, and I'm glad to see North Region getting back together. I mean, that was a great race last week at Accord with Anthony Perego picking up the win, especially in his dad's memory. That was fantastic to watch. And last night was another good race up there. And Outlaw is becoming a pretty good track. And hats off to them up there, too. I know Siri loves to run the 7-division shows or whatever, but 5 divisions on a Tuesday night, and they still were right neck to neck with the Outlaws the Outlaw feature down at Bridgeport. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good ran show, I feel like.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, anytime you can get 5 divisions done right around the same time, a two division show wrapped up, that kudos to you. Definitely hats off to the entire gang up there. So
yeah, absolutely. But anyway, yeah, so C Payne picked up the win last night. Let me get the results here real quick. C Payne picked the win over Mike Mahaney, who, good Lord, is this man a bridesmaid or what? Anthony Perego, Stuart Freeze, and Matt Shepard round out the top 5. And Chris, you have some photos you're going to show us of where it's crashed from Friday night.
Ugh.
We'll get him loaded up here. Here we go. And as you can see, this is
God, I can still hear that impact.
This is a hell of a capture by Denny Bender, one of our photographers here at the National Racing Network. And at the end here, you can see Logan walking out of the car, getting out. There's his mom, Dana, and Dana's husband there, and walking away. Logan's got looks like a grin on his face. I mean, I don't know if it's a little bit of a grimace and pain, but it looks like Logan's got a little grin on his face. I guess all you can do at that point is just laughing, like, well, I'm walking away from this shit.
Yeah. Thankfully, that God.
Yeah,
that was rough, but hell of a catch by Bender there.
Yeah, hell of a catch by Denny, and that was a fun weekend. And so I think that's going to wrap it up for this edition of the Highside Hustle. We can show in an hour. We can. How about it, Chris? We can do a show in an hour. You got to be proud of us. You got to be proud of us, your boys.
Maybe a little bit.
Maybe a
we
little.
Didn't get too. We didn't go too far off the rails. I only said one curse word. I mean, come on.
Right at the top of the show, you dropped a massive F-bomb. Loved it.
Yeah.
We'll rate that comment 5 Pinocchios there, Adam.
Oh, that's fantastic. So,
speaking of comments, what kind of comments do we got going on from the hustlers? Right quick that we should probably get to.
It's been quiet. Nope, we're good on the comments. It's been a fantastic show, boys.
What's coming up on the National Racing Network, Chris?
More stuff than you could shake a stick at. The Echo Blade Freedom Fight is next. That's 5 classes of modern open wheel car at Indianapolis. That's going to be a dumpster fire. Tomorrow night, we have the Ezra IndyCar Series and the Indy Pro 2000 Series. Live racing Friday night, Lindis Speedway. Make sure you don't miss that one. Always a good show from Lindis. So a lot of stuff coming up.
Absolutely. Adam, any final words?
Not that I can think of other than see you at a track somewhere this weekend, folks.
That's what we like to hear. Well, folks, I also want to say, too, thank you, everyone, for all the support this weekend. We had a lot of fun doing the post-race interviews, and it's fun. It's fun, again, to be able to do these, and that one of the great camera guys here, Adam Rubray, helped me out.
I must say, like, you want me to do a post-race interview in the worst way, but I'm just more comfortable behind the camera. You can flow it a lot better, and I must say, like, just being the camera guy for these interviews, I get to see some of the shenanigans, and like that like 3 minutes of shenanigans before Brett Marks' interview from Friday night is well worth it. And then you add in Woy on fucking second curse on Saturday night with the pedal bike, like rolling into the interview.
Oh, and that was not planned, by the way, folks.
Kudos to Reitzel, though. I mean, a lot of people don't like him, but he's a good dude, and he can take a joke. So
he can. So, by the way, Ricky Diva, good to see you, buddy, down there in the comments. Thanks for joining the show here tonight, even though you're late, and we're wrapping this shit show up. But anyway, folks, once again, thanks for all the support this weekend, all the kind words we had. Thanks for all the drivers also, too, for helping us out this weekend. Everyone that came up at us and just talked good racing up there on the hill this past weekend. So, all right, folks, so let's get here then. So, for executive producer Chris Graham, that's Adam Rubray. My name is Bert Wojcik. Keep on hustling. We'll see you somewhere this weekend, and we'll see you right back here next Wednesday night, right here on National Racing Network for the Highside Hustle. See ya.